Hello, team. As promised, this is an overview of two instances of ITA. One has capacity management module installed on it. It's on the left-hand side. This one has the capacity management installed. This one is a base ITA. It does not have capacity management module installed on it. The first look, when you see here, when you find a data center that you wanted to manage, when you hover your mouse over any one of these racks, you will see the most important capacity, which is the power capacity. And you can see the phases on that and see a lot of detail related to any one of the equipment that you hover your mouse over in this environment. So for example, a UPS shows me a lot of specific detail about the power capacities of that UPS. The same goes for an IT rack. If I select an IT rack, I see additional information about those IT racks. And even if I go to an IT assets, I can see further detailed information about those. And the same thing goes for the rack mounted PDUs. Phase is balanced or unbalanced. You can see it here on the PDUs. You can hover your mouse, or you can see the detail in the properties of these PDUs or any other devices for that matter. In the environment where ITA has the capacity module installed. Another thing that you notice here on the bottom, you see that it gives you power dependency views. Power dependency view allows you to see each one of your UPSs all the way to an IT asset, and you can see the power path from one point to another in this environment. If we look at the environment where it's base ITA, it gives you asset management capability, but that's basically it. It does not look into any one of the capacities. So hover my mouse over a IT asset. It shows me where is it connected. It shows me its nameplate data, but it doesn't show me its real-time power consumption. The same thing goes for a rack-mounted PDUs or any other piece of equipment that I have. A floor PDU, for example, it shows me very basic information. It doesn't have the power dependency tab available. So the information is strictly about asset management. You can see your assets in the list view. You can see them in 2D view and your 3D view. Let's take a look. You can see your 3D view of assets. You do not have the ability to run the impact report. So here I can select any one of my equipment, but I would not be able to do the simulated impact report on floor PDU or UPS or even on the rack. But in the environment where capacity management is installed, you will be able to simulate an impact. And in this case, you're able to take advantage of the simulated impact report capabilities while the capacity management tool is installed. Overall, the look is the same. The software runs the same way, but you're not going to have visibility to most important capacities. Like, for example, even looking at the bottom of the screen here in the tabs, I have power tab where it shows me all power related information, physical capacities, system keep track of physical capacities, and you will be able to see it through this tab. The base ITA doesn't have that. Network capacities, I can see them on the rack basis. Base ITA does not have that. Cooling capacities, which is again another important aspects of your data center management. Capacity management shows cooling capacities, and it shows me capacities on the crack units or any other type of cooling system that you have in the data center. The ITA base does not have those capabilities. In regard to reporting, you will see there is very limited amount of reports available. There's only 6 reports available in the base ITA, and if I go to this one where I have capacity management installed, you will see the list of the report is much, much longer. It gives me a lot more reports, and it gives me greater control over how to use the software more proactively based on the capacity data that this system keeps track of. On top of that, if you have a DCE server connected to your IT advisor, you will see even further information from the system that has capacity management installed compared to the one that does not have capacity management installed. So these are the side-by-side comparison of the two. If you have any question after this, please don't hesitate to contact me, email me, or call me, and I'll be more than happy to provide more information. One more thing that I wanted to show you that the demo server that I was accessing the other day was not fully configured. There is a demo server that I have access to right now. This one is fully configured. It allows me to go to the web interface, and on the web interface, you will immediately see your most important KPIs for the entire organization, power use space, and power outlets. Uh, you will have the ability to do equipment browsing from here directly. The system will allow you to do equipment browsing, and also it will give you the capability to take a look into further capacity views for all your systems and all the entire enterprise. And we should be able to do that for individual sites as well once we are on those sites. So for example, if I go to San Diego Data Center again in here, the San Diego Data Center will be visible to me in 2D view. I can go to the floor view. In the floor view, you can see the data center the same way it is on the client software. You can see it here. If you have any assets selected, you can see it in the rack preview. If you wanted to see the preview of this rack, you can see all the details related to this rack. You can activate any properties you want to, or if you do not want any properties that do not want it to show it, you can see it in here. There are various type of properties can be activated for any one of your piece of equipment, and you will see the details for that particular rack. While the rack is selected, I can go to the elevation view. In this case, it shows me the entire rack. It shows me the rack elevation, and it shows me the asset that I have installed on this rack. And of course, it has a 3D view capability as well, and it has the equipment browser. The equipment browser allows you to create various type of query. So for example, if I'm looking for a specific type of server throughout this room, the system will go out and it will pull each one of those servers, gives me specific information related to that server. I can pull that server in and find it exactly where it is in my elevated view inside the rack. In this rack is in San Diego Data Center. So there's a lot more into the web interface from functionality perspective. It's almost the same thing as uh, the client software, but there are some functionalities that are in the client software, but they're still not available in the web interface. But we are planning to bring in everything from the client software into the web interface by mid 2024. We should have uh, uh, united parity between the two. Basically, everything that you can do in the client software, you should be able to do it in here too. This is one of the capacity dashboard that will be available to you. And these dashboards are location sensitive. So if I'm looking at the specific location, I can see the data specifically about that location from use space capacity to network capacity and overall capacities of the entire data center. And keep in mind that these capacity views are only available when you have the capacity module installed. Thank you very much, and you have a good day.